All right, here we go on the 13th of January 2025, and let's get this weather thing out of the way. Right now it's gulp 34 degrees outside. It is 7:46 a.m. About 3 miles outside south of Quartzsite, out boondocking in the desert. And that's close to the lowest it's been since I've been out here. The good news there is the 10-day forecast shows that low bumping back up to over 40, mostly between 40 and 45. Highs are high 60s to 70 over the next 10 days. And sunny skies on the vast majority of those days. Hardly any clouds. But that's not the big question everybody has, at least people that are out here. What about the wind, Rob? What about the wind? Because it's been a horrible week. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is the kind of winds that we had this week, none of that in the 10-day forecast. None. What we do have is not what I consider to be perfection is maximum sustained winds in the single digits, 9 and lower. And it's ideal to have like 4 or 5. Well, that's not what we have for the next 10 days. We have a few days, I would say at least half, if not 3/4 of the days, where this max is 10 or between 10 and 12 miles per hour. Now, you can still be outside in 10. It's okay. It's not ideal. It's okay. It can gust up to 20. That's not going to, like with me, it's not going to destroy my awning with a 20-mile-an-hour gust. So it's okay. Things are going to be fine. More good news is that we got the RTR going on, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous going on as we speak. I've had done 2 videos from there, releasing one today and releasing a really exciting one tomorrow. And why is the one tomorrow exciting? Well, there are 2 reasons. It's got about a 40-minute, why does it say try Face ID again? You know, the phone no longer trusts me since I grew a beard. Deborah Dickinson has like a 30-minute presentation that I included the whole thing. It was so good. I included the whole thing in my long form for tomorrow. But just as exciting as that is, I was there almost all day, and it was really cold. I was in my car trying to heat up, and I look through the windshield in the parking lot, and I see 2 people walking by, and it is among one of the top channels that I watch. It's called Gone Again, and it is a couple out of Montana, and Rick and Linda, and they have a pickup truck where they pull a custom made cargo trailer, and now Rick's got a motorcycle, but they camp in all sorts of really fascinating places. And Linda inspired me watching one of her videos to go out. I'm going to buy an Instant Pot. I got to buy an Instant Pot. And I bought my Instant Pot, ordered it from Amazon, and she had made this fairly simple spaghetti meatballs and hamburger and spaghetti dish. And I'm like, I want to make that. So I got it, I unwrapped it, I got it set up, and I turned on the TV and I queued it up to that video, and I followed her instructions to the T. I do what she said, freeze the video, do it, go, freeze the video, do it. And it was amazing. And I've been so happy ever since that that I got that. But I was a total fanboy. I was just gushing at these 2 to the point they were almost at the point of saying, "Hey, dude, we're just a couple people on YouTube. Take it easy." And it was kind of like that right until I mentioned we were at the RTR. We're in the parking lot. Wow, Deborah Dickinson's doing her her talk at noon. And he's like, his face goes funny, and he goes, "Oh, wow. I've been following her since she started on YouTube." And he starts gushing a little bit. I casually kind of dropped, "Yeah, I've known Deborah for 30 years. And he's like, "What? What did you say? What?" I said, I've known Deborah for 30 years. She's a very close friend of mine. I'm sure she'd love to meet you. And he goes, can you call her? And it turns out they had someplace they had to be, so they couldn't stay. He said, can you call her? And I go, yeah, I can call her. I can't make you any promises because it was like an hour before her presentation. I'm like, I know Deborah. She is, she's a preparer. She prepares for her presentations. I've seen many of them. But if it's too much, she won't answer the phone, which is cool. If she answers the phone and I ask her and it's too much, she'll say, I'd love to, but it's too much right now. So I said, I'll call. And I stepped away and I called. I said, Gone Again is here. And she knows who they are because she had communicated with them by email about a year ago where he had given her some really good advice on sponsorship deals. Anyway, she really likes them. And she's like, I'm preparing, but just bring them over. I knew where her rig was and everything, where she was parked. And I told them, okay, come on, we're going to go meet her. And they started gushing as much as me. They were as happy to meet her, if not happier, than I was to meet them. Let me show you a couple of pictures. I'm not going to edit this. I know I could, if I edit, I can put these in, but time's of the essence here. Here, you can see it good there. There you go. There they are with me. Gone Again. And if you haven't seen them, it's a really cool channel. And then they got their moment in the sun. There they are with Deborah. They were very happy. I'm thinking Rick was smiling a lot broader meeting Deborah. He had no idea who I was. He'd never seen my channel. Linda had said, oh, yeah, I've seen you and Dottie a couple times. So maybe we'll get a couple subscribers out of that. What do you think? All right. So that was yesterday, and that'll be published tomorrow. And today, what do we have published today? We have, boom. Where's the unpublished one? Day 1, RTR, Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. That was a fun day, so you'll like that. And the positive news video, I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm doing this a little out of order. I'm doing the comments first. Then I'll figure out the positive news video. I think my source who always wants to remain anonymous. She doesn't like the attention, but she sends me them all the time. This one, and okay, here, this is, I haven't even read it, but I can tell from the title I'm going to do it. Delta Airlines praised for holding flight to allow daughter time with dying mother. We're going to look into that one. That sounds really good. All right, so we are going to start with the first. Mighty Mouse Van says, cry laughing at Cheryl written in your back window. It's written in my back window is covered with dust. So I, just as a joke, put Cheryl when I was out somewhere with her and she laughed. And now underneath it says Pup Camper 58. And we're just going to see how long this lasts before that gets obscured with another layer of dust here. We'll see. But it's still pretty clear as of today. Chuck Brewington responds to that says, I thought I was seeing things on my phone. And Katie Hook says, me too. Nancy Mondero's crazy. Who would have ever thought that? And that was, this was yesterday's positive news video, Inspiring Nomad Woman. It's a Chinese woman that escaped an abusive relationship and in a van and became a nomad. And she, to get divorced in China, she had to pay. It was like $20,000 she had to pay him to get divorced. Okay, Texas, John J. Trading. See you Thursday. We'll be staying at Scenic Road RV Park. Had to reserve a week, even though we are only staying 5 days. I wonder if you're thinking, well, the meetup is at 1 o'clock tomorrow at the dog park, and my presentation at the RTR is Wednesday at 1:30. Got nothing going on Thursday, unless we have plans I had a senior moment about. For King. Weather stations are awesome. I got the accurate Atlas mounted to my cargo trailer. It's much more accurate than depending on Chamber of Commerce weather. Oh, if you don't get one, make sure this wind speed rating is high enough for highway speeds. Let's see. The Wandering Reseller. I wanted to mention that might be worth checking out regarding the phone issue you talked about. And here's what I talked about. I'll have my phone mounted on the dash, and it'll be shooting it either out or in. And every once in a while, it'll randomly turn off on me. And if I don't notice it, I'll keep talking and think I'm recording, and I'm not. So he says, and this is pretty interesting. There's a feature on iPhones called back tap, where double tapping the back of the phone will trigger specific actions like opening apps or even running shortcuts. From what you described, it sounds like the vibrations while driving could be unintentionally activating this feature. I had a similar experience when my phone was on the car seat. It would randomly take over because I had back tap set to take screenshots. Settings, accessibility, touch, and back tap. And I did that, and I never even saw this option. So I turned that stuff all off, and we'll see if that helps. Thank you. That sounds like it's probably the truth. Nancy Madero says, wow, $100, cool beans. Yeah, I got a $100 bonus from one of the beet harvest places because one of my subscribers got a job there. And they asked, how'd you hear about us? And they said, Travels with Dottie. So the owner of the company tracked me down, got my address, got my name, and sent me a check for $100. And it's not like I was saying, tell them about me so I get a commission or whatever. I didn't even know that even existed. Dee Cornell. Good morning, Mr. Rob, Dottie, and George. Well, good morning. And we have ham radios. What about the RTR? What about it? What about the RTR? I think the RTR is great. So traveling, Merton and Sue, sure has been windy here in Quartzsite. The dust is killing my allergies. Crazy weather. Yeah, it's been a tough, windy week here in Quartzsite. Dee Cornell, I do like your format. You're not trying to sell or promote products, just showing the everyday of your life. But these eyeglass wipes are only $19.99. Get the affiliate link in my description, and you can get one of these wonderful eyeglass cleaners. It's just one, $19.99. Click the affiliate link. Just kidding. It is an eyeglass wipe, though. The sneaky ones are, and you see these more and more, where you get your regular commercials. And by the way, I gave up and I got the YouTube Plus or whatever that is. I pay the extra money, so I don't watch ads anymore. So I'm feeling you if you hate the ads. But then you get the ones, they get a bunch of ads, and then the YouTuber will do their own ad for something right in the middle. And usually they'll do it right as they're about to reveal something. Like, I've been telling you about this through the whole video, and the answer to the question is, well, just hang on a moment while I tell you about Dottie stickers, or whatever it is. It's a commercial in there, so it's like, I'm getting ripped off. I'm getting another commercial. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of that. So anyone would say, well, Rob, what if someone offered you $5,000 a video to talk about XYZ health insurance or something? I go, don't ask me questions like that with those kind of numbers. The only saving grace is nothing like that is ever going to happen. So, everybody has their price, right? You know, I won't do this. $1 million. Rob, I'll give you $1 million to do a 30-second ad on your video. Well, of course I'd do it. Would I do it for something that I thought was harmful for people for $1 million? No, I really wouldn't. I couldn't live with myself even with $1 million. There are people out there saying, "BS, you would too. Anyone would." It's a problem with hypotheticals. You can twist them around so much, you can sort of twist yourself into saying you'd do something terrible, right? Wasn't there a movie about some millionaire offering the guy, "Hey, if your wife sleeps with me, I'll give you $1 million," something like that? And that was the whole premise of a movie. Who was that says that? That was Dee Cornell. Ken Gray says, "Thank you. Another inspiring story of healing and escaping a standard life." That was on Inspiring Nomad Woman. Christy Lena, thank you for sharing. She too is an inspiration in the nomad community. Such a beautiful, resilient woman. Ken, I like how you handled the Bouge RV verification. You avoid so many scams by being careful. With the data breach on national public data, there are a lot more scans. For the ice cream scoop on Amazon, I found a Good Cook Smart 2-pack ice cream scoop. You know your beard is the perfect touch. Oh, that was from Ken again. And Lisa, hey Lisa. Lisa says, "You know your beard is the perfect touch, or if you didn't, you do know now." My beard, my gray beard. Somebody says, "You look younger." Younger? It's gray. There was no gray visible at all before I had my beard. Now I'm all grayed out. Cotty Wumple. As far as air filters for the engine, had a new one installed prior to entering Quartzsite in the LTVA. A little over a month into the desert and 5,000 miles. The air filters still look brand new at my oil change. Yeah. Someone said, "Are you changing your oil filter there in the desert?" And I'm like, "What's an oil filter?" That was my cute way of saying, no, I don't. All right. Me and my 2 RVs, I answered them 3 times. 3 times. I wanted this guy to have the answer, and I kept not including everything I should have included. Here's this question. "Thanks for your videos. I'm interested in buying a soft topper for my F-150. How is that working for you? Is it leak-proof and dust-proof? And how easy is it to install?" So the first thing it says, I gave him a link to the install video that I did. I didn't do. I filmed my 2 friends doing it. And then I did another one saying it's been waterproof and dustproof. And I topped it off with, a friend of mine has had one for 7 years and it looks just like mine. You can't tell the difference. That's how good they are. All right. Michael Addington, "Rob, can you ride an LTV in the ATV?" Let's start over. Rob, can you ride an ATV in LTVA South? Can you ride a side-by-side or an ATV in the LTVAs and BLM land? The answer is yeah, you can. Sure you can. They do it plenty. Pat D, "Sunday at 2:15, wind is getting old." Well, Pat, I don't think you're alone. Yeah, it's getting old. I was out there at 2:15. Yeah, it was getting old. Most of it's over though. Now, I used to call her Cindy Canvas. I know better now, and it's Cindy Canvanis. Cindy Canvanis. I met her yesterday at the RTR. She says, "Hi, Rob. What a pleasant surprise to meet you at the RTR." John says, "Thanks for the info. This is our first Quartzsite show, and I was wondering about parking. Thank you. That was your guide to the big tent in Quartzsite. Ours, Sojourner's Journey. Do you know the name Cheryl is written on the back window of your truck?" Yes, I do know that. I put it there. Virginia Hanky is a joke to Cheryl, and I put her YouTube channel, Pup Camper 58, underneath it. And we'll see how many subscribers you get. She gets, "I subscribed to your channel because I saw a truck going down the road with your name on it." That would be funny. Virginia Hanky says, in regards to doing your own research, I was very surprised to find out that Snopes, who used to be my go-to guy, still work. You're a great reminder of what we all must do, Rob. Yeah, there's so much information out there. We're bombarded with people telling us this is the way it is. This is true, and you gotta fact check people. It's nice when you've already fact checked maybe someone that's a scientist or somebody that has a solid reputation. But when some jerk like me gets on here and starts telling you what's what, you gotta get it. If you think it's actionable information in your life, you got to do your own research and figure out what's reputable and isn't reputable. And you know what, my friends, that's not so easy. I remember in grad school for my counseling degree, they made us take two statistics courses that were both pretty difficult. And both these courses were designed to help us effectively read studies, because people don't realize this. Just because someone has published a study doesn't mean it's not crap. It happens all the time. That a study is released and people go, oh my God, it's a study by the American Association of XYZ, so it must be true. Now, and then you start looking into the layers of it, and you can find information in the study that is true. This is classic. They say that we found a high correlation. 90% of the people that chewed bubblegum as a child developed lung cancer by the time they were 60. And if you check their data, that's true. It's absolutely true. So bubblegum causes cancer. No, it doesn't. Bubblegum has nothing to do with cancer. There is a correlation between the two events. There's a correlation. An accidental correlation, especially the way you cast it. You take people that are 60 that have gotten cancer and ask them, each of them in a survey, did you chew bubblegum at any time when you were a child? And 90% of them say yes. So 90% of the people with cancer chewed bubblegum as a child. Oh my God, we have to sue the bubblegum company. We all chewed bubblegum when we were kids, at least once. Okay, so it teaches how to understand the math and how to understand how to do critical thinking when reviewing a study. And the other thing they don't tell you is that often interested parties like companies will sponsor the study. Right? Some big pharmaceutical company is going to pay me $1 million to do a huge study on their drug. Do they want the outcome of the study for $1 million to be this drug doesn't do squat, or this drug is harmful? No. And if they're at their best and they're ethical, they'll pay the $1 million and decide not to publish the study if it's bad. At worst, they would pressure the person into manipulating the results so it looks good. And do I know that the second thing happens? Do I know it? No, of course I don't know it. I don't have firsthand information. But it's possible, right? So, another thing is they teach you how to look at who's funding the study. Read the fine print. Who's funding it? And do they have a race in that horse, the funding source? And sometimes the funding source would be XYZ Acme Company. I've never heard of that. Who are they? Well, it's a company that's related to a company that's related to a company that's owned by a shell company that is big boy pharmaceuticals. So you may have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that stuff out. Um, Dorothy on the Quartzsite bonus video. I like the glasses. Thank you. And Side and Samurai, what is her YouTube channel? I didn't pick that up and put it in the, I was in a hurry yesterday, so I didn't put it in the description. But if you click on the story, it's in the story. It tells it. So it's just as easy on the in the description. I have the whole story. You can read more about her, and you'll find out what the YouTube channel is. Patricia Peters, great video. I was wondering if you saw a USB water faucet pump, or can you direct me to the best place? So I guess it's a USB powered water pump. That doesn't seem like it's good. USB water pump. I wouldn't think that would be enough power to run much of a pump. Yeah, I didn't run into any in town, but this is what they look like. There you go, on Amazon. Probably best off. And I've seen them before. They get those big jugs. You know, I think 5-gallon jugs that usually you find on water coolers. You put them upright, you put this pump on top of it, and you dispense this water. I haven't seen any in town. Doesn't mean there are none. Doesn't mean there are none. Depending on my memory is not a good bet these days, but I'll try to remember Patricia, and if I'll talk about it if I see one. I'll keep one eye open. Two things that concerned me, my dog, in those times where I couldn't take her into somewhere and I had to leave her in a hot or cold vehicle. The other not meeting anyone, even in a crowd. Mini meets seem like the way to go, and after you've watched YouTube's, the probability goes way up. You will find other viewers who are like-minded at the creators meetup. I can do this. Okay, that's wordless 1111. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is she saying she couldn't go to Deborah's meetup because it was in a restaurant? Dogs are allowed in that restaurant, or I don't know. I guess I'm not completely connecting with what she's saying, but I bet people out there do know what she's saying. Tracy 5271 is on an old Escapees RV park, frugal RV home base option that was at the Escapees RV Club Paradise in it's in Pahrump, Nevada, and that's where it is. If you weren't, it's Pahrump, Nevada. It's about an hour outside Las Vegas, in the desert. Wordless again. Some Medicare, Medicaid flex cards help pay for internet, cell phone service. She's talking about Advantage plans. I believe they took away the free Obama phones for seniors, so now you can pay the bill with that. What's left from the $100, you can buy meds, food, Band-Aids, but it's all good. The government gave a 2% increase. Social Security took away the 50% of it in food stamps. Okay, I'm sorry, that doesn't sound like good news. And that is it. There's nothing very recent. And so I am going to end this here. I'm halting because I'm thinking it's... Oh, I wanted to mention the meetup is tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Herbie with My Nomadic Dream, and I will be at the dog park in Quartzsite, in the little covered area that's near there's a small, medium, and large dog sections. It's near the large dog section. We'll be there at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And if you're attending the RTR or planning to attend the RTR, it's free. I'll be part of a 3-person panel at 1:30 on Wednesday on emotional health on the road. So hope to see you on either one or both of those days. Take care, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.